Ladies and gentlemen, because we are live and ready to go straight in to... He's just making random excited noises. We are ready to go into the action. Because here we go. In the southeast, starting game 3. 2-0 up. You've got Isildur and VonAsten as Brits and Soviets, respectively.
And on the other side of the map, you have Momo for show and Luvnest, who are Axis, with Momo being OKW and Luvnest being Nasty.
He's just going to fix the scores momentarily. VonAsten, how's the series gone so far?
Well, so far, it's gone a little disappointingly, to be honest. I've hoped that Momo and Luvnest would be able to put more of a fight up against Isildur and VonAsten, but you can see from the way both teams have been practicing, one of the teams has definitely been much more effective in terms of their plays, tactics, and counters on the field compared to the other. So Momo and Luvnest going to have to compensate for this, or at least figure out an alternative to counter VonAsten and Isildur's effective duo.
People are wondering, weren't Momo and Luvnest Germans last time? Yes, they were. We're on a different map this time. The rule set is, you know, whoever wins the coin toss gets map or faction picked first. And in that first game, Momo and Luvnest picked Crossing in the Woods, and they cycled through. And now it's the map pick of Isildur and VonAsten's turn, and it's Momo and Luvnest's turn to pick faction first. And they have, VonAsten, chosen Axis. Do you think that's the right call for them?
Well, I'm pretty sure they might have lost the coin toss, so Isildur and VonAsten might have been able to pick allies off the bat, because I feel like Momo and Luvnest a little bit stronger as allies personally, but considering Isildur and VonAsten have been able to 2-0 them, it'll be kind of difficult for them to be able to get back into the game since they've been unable to beat both their Axis and allies.
So it is outskirts. It's a very well-received map. You know, it's fantastic that it's now in 2v2 auto match. People just... It's one of those maps, Von, that just comes along and everybody's like, yeah, this is damn fine. This works. We like this.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who did actually pick the map, but I want to say Isildur and VonAsten most likely did, because I feel like oh, they did?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, I was gonna say, because Luvnest and Momo, they're more fans of like Rails and Metal and Crossing compared to this map.
Absolutely. The UC out, we've got the M3 out. Isildur and VonAsten are going for full light reconnaissance vehicle assault in this particular game.
Yeah, good Bren gun usage so far from Isildur. Seems that VonAsten will be able to use the scout car a bit more effectively on this map, especially against OKW, since this is more of a urban-wide type map compared to Crossing, which is much more open and easy to counter and flank whenever light armor is pushing.
Talking of pushing, the M3 in the north has pushed all the way up there. It's gotten its flamer up. So the Soviet guy, VonAsten's chosen to try and pincer the Axis in the center. Meanwhile, Isildur's doing a good job of keeping the fuel in the south. And what do we see from our Axis players, Von? I mean, Luvnest's gone for an early mortar. That's interesting. Very heavy support weapon.
That's not a bad idea for this map, especially since it's urban in some places and can get a bit campy at times. They've also got the Raketten Morpher, another wonderful idea, especially since both allied players have light vehicles, and one of them is a Wasp.
One of them is a Wasp.
Damaging
Look at that.
MG in the building there. Thankfully got it out before it died. And again, this game, the Axis are having the same issue they had last game. Look at the fuel cap advantage that VonAsten and Isildur have. Plus 30 compared to the plus 19 for Momo and Love. They have both fuel points under their control, and they're kind of forcing Momo and Love to focus on getting support weapons as opposed to armor. So this is not a good start for the Axis, that's for sure.
Do you know what's also not good? The flames that are coming in. We've got the M3 with the flamethrower mount. We've got the Wasp that's licking them with a hot jet of liquid flame. It's not great for garrison control, Von, and it's going to really affect their map control in total.
Yeah, and apparently from what people are saying in the chat as well, this is not a map that Luvnest and Momo like. So having a start that is not favorable to them. Speaking of which, this Pioneer might die on retreat to the scout car with the flamer in it.
Not a favorable situation for them.
Momo just barely gets out of there.
Just about.
1%
Faust misses! A missed Faust! Are you kidding me? The Faust hit the ground instead. What the hell?
It's kind of tilting. That is at point blank range too, mind you. That Faust was not. That Grenadier must have drank a bit too much Sennheiser before getting into
Vaughn, that's like a 1 in 20 or a 1 in 30. You get a bug like that with a Faust. It's not often, is it?
It's like a 1 in 100, I think.
Do you
more
think?
or less.
Jesus.
Like, the usual Faust misses are like 1 in 40, 1 in 50, but that type of Faust at close range like that, without the shot blockers, that's like a 1 in 100. So that's kind of tilting if I was the Ostia player.
I mean, I suppose the good news is for the Ostia player is there was no Rakettenwerfers waiting to take out the M3. The M3 probably.
Well, at least the Pile didn't die on retreat. I would have been more pissed off if the Faust missed and the Pile died at the same time.
I think Luvnest would have made this noise. He would have just put his headset down and like gone to eat a carrot.
You would have seen surrendered on the screen already. It would have just been like, oh no, not the game we were hoping for here. Wasp being used super effectively, pushing the Grens out of cover in the center.
Oh, look at that beautiful fire as well. It's literally scorching this.
Look at this. Double engineers with flamers, a Wasp. They're just bringing the heat in the center of the VP here.
Burn, baby, burn. Allied Inferno. As they're having an Axis barbecue right now.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco fire.
Hey, Von Ivan, you got one of my references. I had to do a 70s disco song. That's where our level is at now. So I know how to get you going. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's also how old we feel too. You know, getting the 70s, and at least we don't. At least we weren't born in the 70s, but you know, for anybody that's a lot older and watching Go 2 right now, it's all right. You know, putting a hand on your shoulder, you're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay. Just take every day as it comes, and you'll get through this. It'll be fine. M3 knocking down telegraph poles, just taking pot shots at these stern pioneers.
Oh yeah, the 120 is just going to town here, trying to counter the Ostia motor. Actually gets a hit on the MG42 walking by, but
lovely stuff. First Grenadiers trying to lure the M3 into a path there as the Rakettenwerfer repositions. Remember, Fischer's trying to micro his way out of a tight spot here.
Yeah, Momo and Love, especially since they're on a map they're not too happy about playing on, are going to need to think of a pretty crazy strat to do on.
I tell you
or
what,
else this isn't going to look good.
We've now had Royal Engineers with double flamers. So we've got 5 flamethrowers on the battlefield. This.
Oh, we got the Vapor of the Kettenwerf on the right-hand side. Misses the shot at point-blank range.
Oh, man.
Again, with like the Faust miss, and this Volks Grenadier most likely going to go down to the... Yeah, definitely going to die to the Flamer now, and this is just... The ability is ready. I'd be accepted if I was the OKW player with the Kettenwerfer missing. This is just bad for the Axis. They just can't get a break.
I'd be so tilted, I'd be upside down right now, Von. It's not gone well at all for these guys in terms of the RNG they have had.
No, it definitely has not. This is a bit demoralizing, to be honest with you. Just missing the Faust at point-blank range on a road, and then the Kettenwerfer with perfect bait misses the shot it needed to keep the scout car from killing the Volks. It's just... It's calamity, really.
Esports ready. Stern Pioneers push away the conscripts at least. They need to get one of these victory points back. They're already dropped 100. It's only been 10 minutes. Elsewhere on the west side, looks like Wehrmachts are repositioning to try and push down there. Tommy's waiting. Even
though the Allies have completely dominated the fuel on the map, the Axis have been able to keep the VPs from draining like they were in the games before versus Isildur and VonAsten. So they do have time. They are buying themselves time. It's just with the fuel you know, income being so low for Axis, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to get out here. This is going to have to be relied on support weapons. And if allies can get artillery on the field quickly...
Look at this, VonAsten. We've got a double barbecue train going around the map.
Oh,
dodging AT guns. They go to the middle.
Look.
The AT guns reposition. They go to the west. The AT guns have to reposition. They're never going to land a shot because they're working in synergy, in unison,
this map
in
is
synchronization.
Kind of for AT guns. It's just...
It really is.
And I gotta commend Isildur and VonAsten. They know flamers are ridiculous on this map. Look at this. They got double sappers with flamers. They've got flamer scout car. They've got a fucking wasp. They've got a flamer NG on the side. Actually, yeah, in the building. It's just flamer city here everywhere.
They're burning down the house right now. They're
in fact,
dodging
I'm
AT
sad
gun
that
shots.
the Brit player hasn't picked a doctrine with Crocodile just to add to the flame journey we're seeing.
Well, it's getting a lot of early game flames. Oh my god, the Achilles Centaur, Akak, is coming out very shortly.
Oh god, this is not going to be pretty for Axis. That Centaur, especially since the Axis literally are relying on AT guns to deal with armor, this is not going to be pretty.
They didn't even get the 120 mil kill because, of course, the largest mortar in the game can be crewed by one man.
At least Momo took my advice from the last game. Don't know if he was listening in while I was talking about it. Oh, that sucks. The Wasp just killed the model that was supposed to Faust it right at the last second. It's away scot-free. Man. But on the bright side, at least Momo took my advice to get a Stuka. So the allies at least have, or the Axis at least have something to deal with the allied
Oh, man.
infantry presence, but they need like at least a Stug or something. They just have tier 2 and no Schwerpanzer headquarters, so this is bad.
The allies are closing the pocket right now, Von. They've encircled their opponents and they're now closing in. They've tightened the noose, and Momo and Luvnest are going to end up with not much of the map at all.
Just look at this. Their whole army pretty much is in their base right now at 12 minutes into the game. This is horrible.
It's the advantage of so many flamethrowers so early on. Axis didn't know what hit them, and it's that fateful thing, Von. I mean, garrison-laden maps are allied favored. They always have been in this game because of a disparity in flamethrower technology across the Axis allied thing. That's why Arnhem Checkpoint can never be a tournament map, for example, in 1 versus 1. And although this map is usually quite balanced, it seems that the allied players have thought, you know, if this is a 1v1 map, I'd probably spam flamethrowers. So they've both done that, and it's working.
Yeah, you either flame or get flamed, and they're getting flamed right now. So this is unfortunate for the Axis. They really need to kill some of these flamers that are around the battlefield, just going to town.
They really do. And they've now got horrendous...
Oh, Centaur gets Fausted. I was going to say if the Faust missed there, I would just stop Fausting his Austere for Luvnest, but he does get the Faust and it does do engine damage, so
I'd say
that's going for him.
Hands up and just, yeah, I give up at that point, to be honest.
Oh, we got Fallschirmjägers dropping on the fuel in the north, where there is a mine, actually, so the Fallschirmjägers, if they hit a tree or that mine there, they could, oh, thankfully he places them right on the cover there.
It'd be funny if they landed in the barbed wire and couldn't get out. That'd be funny.
It'd be even funnier if they landed and then just all died to the one miner. It'd be like, oh no. Rip.
We just know they weren't meant to win this series now. I mean, VonAsten and Isildur have outplayed them. There's no denying that. But their RNG crits in this game have been hilariously unlucky.
I gotta hand it though to Luvnest and Momo, even though they've been forced into their base, got Centaured, are just relying on AT guns right now. Oh, that Wasp.
What? A Wasp can hit a back shot. I did not know that. That's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, at 3, I think I want to say it gets like a tiny bit of health added to it or something, or just you can survive stuff like that. But at least Luvnest and Momo have gotten back into this game and controlled one BP. Because the bigger issue here is the BPs. If they can hold the BPs, that'll give them time to get armor on the field.
Fallschirmjäger's
so
waiting
keep holding it.
in hold fire mode, cloaked up. They're going to bundle nade this conscript. No, they unleash. with their Sturmgewehrs, push away the conscript, keeping that fuel for now.
I'm feeling like the Axis, I think Momo and Luvnest are starting to do what they did versus Sully and Stark. They're starting to feel that pressure, and they're starting to just play a lot better. Because I can see they're actually kind of pushing the allies on the left-hand side here. They got double Cannon Warpers in the center. They got a Puma on the left with a pack. And they finally got a Flamer pile, so now they can counter the Flamers on the field of battle.
That's like your opponent has an entire incinerator, and you have a, you know, a Zippo lighter kind of thing.
Indeed.
Oh, Puma with a nice shot in on the Achilles. Rakettenwerfer is still lying in wait.
Yeah, Momo gotta be careful with that Puma though. Centaur and 6-pounder are gonna be able to eat up the Rakettenwerfers though. Look at them sneaking around. They're hungry. Oh, I think they're gonna go for the Wasp.
They all.
The Wasp.
They get it.
They're gonna do it.
No, they
One
miss.
shot hits. Oh no, the other one is just out of range. Oh no, and the pack misses. Oh
no, dude.
That Wasp man he's just BMing them right now, just trolling around the battlefield like, haha, you can't touch me, I'm a Wasp.
Oh man, and the gammon from the commandos didn't even finish off.
Oh god,
the
Gren on the left-hand side by the field just gets decimated by the Centaur. This is not good for Luvnest.
Oh, there it is.
Both LMG Grens on the field.
Do you know what happened whilst those Raketens were firing as well, Von?
Oh, the 230-45 overextended quite a bit here. It could actually die to a Faust if Momo notices to push it up here.
You could get it.
Oh, Puma on the left-hand side, though, 18-8 goes... Oh, no! Wait, what?
They've thrown in the towel. Yeah, they've thrown in the towel. The Puma getting 18-aided. Von, do you know when those
I mean, the Puma isn't dead, though, and, like, the T-30-45, they could have Fausted it again. They killed it.
No, I think, to be honest, they've lost so much. They're so tilted right now.
I mean, yeah, he did lose the pack gun and the 2 Grens, but...
The pack's being lost as we speak. It's only got a Stern Pioneer watching over...
I guess the Wasp surviving was the final tilt in the nail that just was like, I can't do this game anymore. Fuck this. This is, yeah, this is unfortunate.
It really is, dude.
I really thought they were going to try to pull an all-out, you know, in this third game here, but it's just... It was too much with the whole Faust and Rakettenwerfers failing, and just the fact that they're not a fan of this map too. It's just, it shows.
Yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong, I agree. The map thing as well, but their opponent... Let's not focus on the bad luck they had as well, because one thing definitely did happen in this game. Let's go over to our faces for a moment. Is that Isildur and VonAsten played a hell of a game, and a hell of a strategy as well, Von. I mean, to just bring out 5 flamethrowers in the first 8 minutes of the battle is... no, it seems obvious. Now we've seen it. But it's not, we haven't seen it much in UTT. That's the first time on LSAT I've seen 5 flamethrowers.
Honestly, from these last 3 games that I've witnessed, I think Isildur and VonAsten just played the map so damn well. Like, they knew exactly what type of strategies to implement there. They knew what would work and what wouldn't work. And they just kept up the pressure constantly against Momo and Luvnest, who just couldn't keep up with it. This was just too much for them to deal with.
Absolutely. You know? It just was, but then to topple all that, their opponents playing very well strategically. They had so much bad luck in that game, Momo and Luvnest, and it is now. That's right. Let's go over to the brackets. So that's in chat underscore brackets, or there it is on screen right now. Is we have now got our semi-finals. We've got Nagano and Scotch versus Helping Hands and Devem. And then VonAsten and Isildur versus Dazara and Rutra. What a cracking semi-finals that is.
Yeah, interesting set of games here. I gotta say, though, if I had to guess who's probably going to advance, I think Nagano and Scotch are probably going to play VonAsten and Isildur in the finals. That's the feeling I'm getting right now.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. I mean, Nagano and Scotch have lost a game to Refero and Baumi. Similarly, Helping Hands and Thanatos have always lost a game in their series so far. Sorry, yeah, Helping Hands and Demev have always lost a game. But so they're not undefeatable. But you've got to say Nagano and Scotch arguably should be on paper the best 2v2 team. But Von, I mean, Helping Hands and Demev have been practicing as a team.
Yeah, they have. I will give them credit. They have been practicing extensively, but Nagano and Scotch, they're the Terminator team, so it's going to be a tough nut for Hans and Devem to crack here. So I'll be wishing them luck in their 2v2s against them. And I hope they just study their opponents and get the right counters out. If they can pull that off, they might have a decent chance.
Yeah, they have to do everything in their power. VonAsten, are you interested in streaming some 1v1 now, or are you taking a break?
Yeah, I'll be doing some 1v1 for 2 or 3 hours here in a second. So
Cool.
for anybody that's interested, I will be streaming. So
we will be hosting you and watching you do what you do best. But if everybody's interested in watching these semi-finals, they will be next Sunday. You will not miss a single second. We will be covering all the action. It's going to be a fantastic Sunday of action. All killer, no filler games with the best 4v4, 2v2 teams on the scene right now, duking it out.
Yep, going to be the final 4 going into the final 2. So definitely a good round of